Michael McDowell winning was good for him because it locked him in, but it was the worst possible scenario for everybody on the cut line. Let's jump into it. Coming up next. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, Michael McDowell wins, and that was good for him. Awesome for Ford. But for everybody on the cut line, it was a different story. So with 2 races remaining, I figured we would look at everybody's driver average and, you know, top 10s and all that stuff going forward to see who might be able to point their way in, or will we get a random oddball that we're not even thinking about. So let's jump into the numbers right now. All right, if you look at the average finish at Watkins Glen, currently in last man in right now, Bubba Wallace, he has an average finish of 29th. No wins, no top 5s, and no top 10s since 2020. All these numbers are going to be since 2020, by the way. Daniel Suarez has an average finish of 18th. He has 1 top 5 and 1 top 10. Chase Elliott, average finish of 3.0 with 2 top 5s and 2 top 10s. Alex Bowman has an average finish of 17th. No top 5s, no top 10s for him. And AJ Almendinger, with only 1 season worth of data, he has an average finish of 2.0 with 1 top 5 and 1 top 10. All right, so there are your average finishers there. I left Ty Gibbs off because he's a rookie. We don't have any data for him, so I can't logistically support numbers for him. But we do know Ty Gibbs is good at road courses, so he's just going to be another wild card. It's going to be impossible to predict him as far as numbers goes. But if you look at those numbers right there, Chase Elliott definitely has the best chance to win this race. In fact, if you go past before 2020, Chase Elliott has at least two wins that I remember off the top of my head at Watkins Glen. So Watkins Glen is a good track to him. I think he got his first win there, if I'm not mistaken. But I would say if somebody is going to win and get in, which is the scenario that Chase Elliott is definitely in right now, Chase Elliott would probably statistically, from what you just saw right there, have the best chance of getting in. Alex Bowman and Daniel Suarez, their numbers surprised me here. I thought they would be much better than they were. I didn't know that their numbers were like that. And of course, no surprise, Bubba Wallace, he is not a road course expert, but AJ Almendinger would be another one. So I would say if anybody can win at Watkins Glen that needs to get in of this list right here, it would be one of those two, either AJ Almendinger or Chase Elliott. And I would have to put my money on Chase Elliott because his teammate has won the last 2 races, that being, of course, Kyle Larson. All right, now on to Daytona with an average finish of 10.3 at Daytona, 3 top 5s and 3 top 10s since 2020. You've got Bubba Wallace and then Daniel Suarez there, average finish of 21.7 with 1 top 10. Chase Elliott has an average finish of 15.1 with 2 top 5s and 4 top 10s. Alex Bowman has an average finish of 16.6 with 1 top 5, 3 top 10s. And the Dinger, in his one race since he's been back in the Cup Series, he finished 6th and he has 1 top 10. The other interesting thing, because Daytona is a plate track, super speedway, whatever you would like to call it, is that anybody can win there. In fact, if you look down the list of the past winners since 2020, you've got Ryan Blaney, Austin Cindric, Denny Hamlin, Austin Dillon, Michael McDowell, Ricky Stenhouse, and William Byron. So of that list, there's only like 3 that you honestly are always talking about being in the playoffs, and that is Ryan Blaney, William Byron, and Denny Hamlin. Any of those other ones are surprise winners typically at that track, so you could see a situation where somebody that we're not even talking about right here gets into the playoff from that race. In fact, there are 2 guys that already have wins there that nobody's even talking about on this list, in Austin Cindric and Austin Dillon. In fact, Austin Dillon, that's how he got in last year, right? So we could have a surprise winner. The odds are about 50-50, whether it be like a regular guy that's in the playoffs or another guy. But if you look at the statistics, once again, Chase Elliott has good statistics there, but Bubba Wallace has way better statistics there. So he is a very good super speedway racer. So even if Bubba Wallace is bumped out points-wise, he is always going to have that chance right there for the Daytona race. But then again, those races are anybody's guess. So if you break down those numbers over the last 2 races that we're going to have, here are how those numbers lay out. Daniel Suarez with an average finish of 19.85 and 1 top 5 and 2 top 10s. Bubba Wallace, average finish of 19.65 with 3 top 5s and 3 top 10s. Alex Bowman, average finish of 16.8 with 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s. AJ Allmendinger in basically a very shortened statistic base because he's only been back for 1 year. Average finish of 4.0 with 1 top 5 and 1 top 10. And then there's Chase Elliott with an average finish of 9th with 4 top 5s and 6 top 10s. which would be great for Chase Elliott, except he is 80+ points back, so he's not going to point his way in. But that being said, those are your numbers, and that is the way it plays out, at least mathematically and on paper. Let me know down below who you think are going to be the last drivers in. I would love to hear about it. Do you think Chase Elliott gets in? Do you think he won't make it? That seems to be a big topic of discussion. Do you think there will be a surprise winner at Daytona? Somebody we're not talking about at all, like a Justin Haley or somebody like that, sneaks in at Daytona. That would be interesting. Corey LaJoie almost got it done several times at super speedway, so he's another one that could come in and completely disrupt it. But we'd love to know what you think about it down below. If this is your first time on the channel, would love to have your subscription. We're making a push to 10,000, so as I'm making this one right now, I think we're 7 or so away, so would appreciate your subscription. If you're already subscribed, I appreciate you as well. You guys know that, and I try to get to as many comments, so if you got a comment, I'll try to get to them. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace. Also, if you want to help out the channel, the merch store, you can get hats and t-shirts and hats. Yeah, all right, I'm really going now. Bye.